Hi, this is Kimberly. Where did we leave off? We had started going over Reddit February 17th comments in relation to Gannon, Little Boy Blue, G-Man, Sonic Champion, appreciator of the color blue. Let's take a moment to think about blue. This is nature's color for water, the sky, blueberries, hydrangeas, pansies, birds and butterflies, blue crabs, morning glories, beautiful blue eyes, peacocks. I just know he's immersed in a comforting and happy mega wonderment of blue. This boy was very precocious, Gannon was. He was born premature, a micro-preemie no less, because he couldn't wait to get started on this thing called life. He was bright, he had an exceptional sense of humor, and he was loved very, very much. But his wicked, lily-livered step-mental, step-moron, step-menace, step-mobster brought a halt to video games, playing outside, teasing and having fun with his little sisters, laughing and running. When people have a near-death experience, many of them start off describing a comforting, warm blue place where they were not afraid. They're wrapped in sunshine and happiness all around. That's where G-Man went when he escaped his step-murderer's evil wrath. You see, Gannon knew all along that heaven is blue. It was day 21 of searching for our little boy Blue, Gannon, G-Man Stauch. Only one person knew where G-Man was, and that square-shaped, blockhead, ignoramus, depraved, immoral crone was keeping her duck lips tightly pursed. She had been babbling and quacking for 3 weeks now of these outrageous stories of 2 different rapists, of being carjacked, and various ways Gannon had been abducted. Each made-up story more outrageous than the prior one. She was energized by social media talking back with her and just getting her depraved motor going. She quite enjoyed the corrupt and vulgar game. In the middle of all the chaos LIEarrhea had created, she unleashed a video to the public that in her warped mind thought would make her look like a good and understanding caretaker of Gannon. He had apparently done something to piss her off, and he can be heard crying. She thinks it sounds like he is crying because he's remorseful of what he has done, but the public mostly views it otherwise, that she was further intimidating him after what seems, even though you can't see him, but it appears she is the reason our little boy Blue is crying. Perhaps after a physical attack upon him by a step monster. I'm not going to post that disturbing video on my channel again. I did once, and I'll link that video in the description if you've not seen it. It's very disturbing, so be forewarned if you go to look for it. So these Reddit comments that I'm going to read today are partly discussing that video. Again, this is from February 17th, 2020. I will continue scouring comment sections of social media that were blowing up during this time, when instability was allowed to run amok and cover some of her tracks before she was arrested. This will take several videos, but it's really quite interesting, and I do want to capture it all, so it's worth picking through. Sometimes we learn new gossip, and some of it turns out to be true. Actually, I think doing this will give us a really good foundation of knowledge for when the trial starts. Plus, T, the one with the resting moron bitch face, was hiding in there too in the comments, using her alter egos in an effort to defend her sorry ass, her decidedly peculiar, wretched self. And of course, every day the update from El Paso County Sheriff's Office was something along the lines of, "Our hope is to find Gannon alive and bring him home to his family." Please enjoy today's selection of Reddit comments. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening. This comment reads, "You can't see anything, so you don't know what it is. She just makes him swear he didn't do it on purpose, and then says they'll have to sell the couch to fix it or something. Good God Almighty, son. Were they going to have to sell the couch to fix the carpet or something? She might have the phone in her palm, I can't tell. It starts out with a brief view of one of the other children, so it seems she started recording sitting on a bed in another room and then went to see Gannon. However, you never see either one of them, the fire or the carpet. That bit in itself isn't alarming, really. I don't think the pictures of the carpet have been released, so it's hard to say what it is that happened with the carpet. I don't know what on earth possessed her to release this video in particular. It's just distressing. She said she accidentally recorded it, but the point of releasing it to the public escapes me. Me too. It doesn't offer proof of anything or clear up any questions that I know of. Maybe I missed something. No, it just set up shooting red flares on fucking fire. That's all it did. No, I'm pretty sure that accidentally recorded items don't get then accidentally posted to Facebook. It would be one or the other. Clearly, she posted it because she thought it made her seem like a great stepmom, exonerated her in some way. Then fellow individuals freaked out on Facebook saying, "Who records this kind of stuff?" And she had to make some sort of excuse. Plus, while I haven't been able to tell much from the video, I'm pretty sure the carpet would have been modern synthetic carpet, which in my experience as a renter with two other then cigarette smokers just melts in a little space until it goes out. It doesn't start a fire. I didn't actually hear anything regarding a candle, burnt carpet, etc. on that recording. I wonder if that info was part of a post the stepmom put up explaining the video. Ooh, I wish I'd have seen that. Apparently, she also thought she earned points by selling her sofa instead of his Switch, electronic gadget. Really twisted. I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know how much of the info we are reading is from there. Someone posted, "Why hasn't T.S. Stauch been dragged to interrogation yet? Her whole alibi blown and none of her story makes sense." Another person said, "Are you sure she hasn't? I thought she said she was questioned and felt her constitutional rights had been violated. Unless she has been charged with something, she can't be held." I can't imagine a situation where someone would voluntarily offer every bit of information and insight into the case that a child they love and were caring for disappeared. Oh wait, I can't. I don't know what to believe about that. It is from her back to the camera interview early on. No one else in law enforcement or the media have said anything about her rights being violated. We don't know if she has or hasn't. Maybe they have evidence but don't want to show their hand. Sometimes the investigation has to play out as defined by law to ensure an airtight conviction. To have a blunder in this case would be a slap in everyone's face and a true disservice to Gannon himself. I think we all want her interrogated, but we gotta let the professionals do what they're paid for. They do their jobs well and hopefully will bring clean justice for Gannon. Plus, the more she talks, the more she can incriminate herself or accidentally lead them to where he is, you know? Yeah, she was starting to trip herself up and she was just blabbering too damn much, for someone that is trying to get away with a crime, that is. Law enforcement is gathering an avalanche of evidence. While one or two might be enough for arrest, law enforcement wants the case to have irrefutable, overwhelming proof. No loopholes, no broken chains of custody, no questions. They want a conviction. That takes planning and secrecy. The minute an arrest is made, all communication from her will stop, and right now they need her to keep making up stuff and throwing her red herrings. She already has a lawyer that told her to hush her mouth, does she not? She claimed to have had a lawyer. I don't know. I would have quit 5 minutes after being hired because she apparently won't listen. You and me both, sister. Then again, lawyers are only required to ensure a fair trial. Some clients sabotage their own case despite lawyer efforts. She would have Harry Styles bald in less than 3 minutes. Now there's a funny visual, someone said. Are we sure she even has a lawyer? All I've seen so far is people saying, speculating, that clearly based upon the I think shit she's saying, that she doesn't have one. 100% no. 100% positive that she needs one. There's significant reason to believe she doesn't have a lawyer, and very little reason to believe she does. Number one, you have to actually be arrested, not just being interrogated or a person of interest or suspect, to receive a public defender. Early on in her video interview, T.S. complains that the police refused her a lawyer while she was at the station answering questions. What likely actually happened is they informed her they could not provide her with a public defender since she was not under arrest. In the video T. Stauch made of her interaction with Gannon after he allegedly burned the carpet, T. Stauch tells them they will have to sell the sofa to pay for the damages or end up homeless if the landlord finds out. T. Stauch is not working, and Al only makes roughly $31,000 to $37,000 to support himself, T. Stauch, Gannon, and his daughter. They had 2 newer vehicles, one recently leased, a nice home in a nice neighborhood. They're not rolling in extra dough. T. Stauch, her family circumstances have alluded to having money, expensive items in her Poshmark store, claims about a bag full of $10,000 worth of diamonds being taken by police. But even if it were true that for some strange reason T. Stauch was well off, then number 5, T. Stauch claims her access to bank accounts were frozen by Al. Even if that were a lie, they are all staying in hotels, having to repurchase essential items that are stuck in the home, unable to work and making expensive travel arrangements. There's no way T. Stauch can afford a lawyer at a time like this, and even if she could, there's no way Al would allow for their valuable resources to be used for T. Stauch to begin devising a defense against accusations that she possibly murdered his son. Now that this case is so high profile, I imagine there are plenty of lawyers who would be willing to take it pro bono, but most would wait until she was actually arrested, or at least until she is a verified person of interest, which being that she is, T. Stauch. Number 6, there's just no way T. Stauch wouldn't brag, shout it from the rooftops if she had a lawyer. If they were pro bono, she would be itching to mention it in a statement in belief that makes her seem innocent/worthy of pro bono representation. Plus, lawyers take pro bono cases in part for publicity, which only exists in her numb, dead head. Pisa is having grandiose delusions again. She actually believes that she's a very important person. If she has a pro bono lawyer, it makes no sense that T. Stauch, the lawyer, or anyone else hasn't even hinted at it. If she is paying for a lawyer, she would still want to share with all because she likes to flaunt her affluence. The only way I could see her actually having a lawyer would be if she got one in the last 48 hours after her last statement and Facebook binge, also known as a meltdown or a tantrum or a rant, cracking up, a debacle, a break from reality, a shit show. And the lawyer is pro bono and let her know if she makes another public statement or continues to speak about the case on social media, then they will no longer represent her. I don't think she did. Yeah, piece of shit, LIEarrhea. She went and got some testing done, and she was issued a LIEagnosis. In addition to being diabolical, it is said that she needs to be given a very strong LIEarrhetic. A viewer offered up Pisa may have LIEabetes, and I think she does. You can tell that it's LIEabetes by her sugary, sweet, saccharine voice when she's telling lies. It's obvious. You may have noticed that piece of shit also has an irritable bowel disorder. Symptoms are flaring when she can't stop talking. And of course, LIEarrhea, non-stop LIEarrhea. I don't know how she is walking upright sometimes, honestly. Especially if they never find him. Oh, sorry, back to the comment. They need a monumental amount of evidence that would suggest she harmed him. Patrick Frazee is a good example. They never found his fiance's body, but they managed to get him life in prison from the evidence they collected. It took them months to finally arrest him, even though all the evidence pointed to his guilt. If the stepmom is guilty, law enforcement would need a perfect case against her with no body. Yes, phenomenal police work in that case, and it seems Colorado law enforcement is also investing their whole heart into finding Gannon. An airtight, indisputable case is being crafted against any and all perpetrators. Their effort and efforts of volunteers are heroic and professional. Agreed, I can't say enough good things about the Colorado Police Department regarding this case. Absolutely, agree 100%. Their dedication and professionalism has been above and beyond. Hopefully that will result in justice for Gannon and his family soon. Last report I saw had them sifting snow along roadway. More snow expected. It's already snowed twice. Exemplary attention to detail. It would be an honor to work with that crew in any conditions. My best friend was law enforcement. She was murdered by her boyfriend, also called himself law enforcement, but basically for the last 4 years of friend's life, he was a glorified plumber in 2006. Amazing how many different stories he told, even within the first 24 to 48 hours. He just kept talking and changing and finally invoked. None of that really went toward the case, even invoking his Miranda rights, because you're not allowed to mention that in court, as it could influence a jury. They had to retry him years later. Hence, friends, family, and all of us who were blessed enough to have known her having to dredge it all up again. They have to have some solid evidence beyond this. Cannot imagine the pain of losing your friend in such a heartbreaking way. Wish I had words to ease your loss. When I want to celebrate a life, I plant trees in their honor. I'm doing this for Gannon also. Anyone can via Arbor Day. Perhaps consider this sort of tribute for your friend. It helps replant fire-ravaged forests, repairs our environment, and leaves a lasting legacy. I love that idea. That's a nice gift for people that they have everything. Oh, let me write this down. Thank you, commenter. I love this. Someone replied, "This is an amazing idea. They have set up a scholarship fund, as she was very big on education. One domestic violence survivor a year receives a scholarship to go to college in her name. I'm definitely adding planting a tree for both Gannon and Amanda. Love the idea of a lasting legacy. It helps to do something, anything to keep their memory alive, out of the ashes, Thank you for your kind words. I just thought of some. If you can pick the kind of tree, wouldn't it be nice to pick blue spruce, since he loved blue? That was just the first thing that came to mind. Oh, I love this idea. And then the original poster left a link there saying this is what certificates look like. She entitled it Gannon's Forest. Obviously, I couldn't mail certificate to parents, but should they choose to go to Gallatin Forest, they can walk among his trees. Oh. Rangers will show area where trees planted. Certificates can be in celebration or memory. Gannon's are celebration. Oh, I love that. And someone said, scholarship. What an exceptional tribute. That's such a great idea, and definitely a legacy that will matter. Another person said, beautiful. That's a beautiful gesture. You seem to be a very kind and compassionate person. Bless you. Your kindness brightened my day. I hope you find random, unexpected joys in your day. Aren't these people sweet? And then I'm just going to skip over this comment at the top of the page. It makes no sense. But now it does make sense, so sorry about that. The evidence is the video showing her come home alone. That's enough. Arrest her. But the next comment reads, the last thing people should want out of law enforcement right now is transparency. We should expect them to be absolutely tight-lipped about their focus, their progress, their actions, etc. Facebook is getting kind of weird with people demanding information and interjecting themselves into the case. I don't blame investigators one bit for not putting anything out there that some bozo at a keyboard could use to reach out to Letecia Stauch to try and get a screenshot for likes or karma. Oh yeah, she was all over social media, and she did have her little cronies working for her too. Or maybe those were her alter egos. Probably that. Yeah, I'm sure they, law enforcement, were like, oh, thank you for minding our business. We've got it from here, guys. Then there was T, crouched over in the corner. And T was like, twinkle, twinkle, little snitch. Mind your business, you nosy bitch. I usually don't use Facebook, but I joined one of the prominent groups because obviously most of us are cursed with morbid curiosity, or we wouldn't be following true crime. Yeah. Please know that when you turn to Facebook, that is where the rabbit hole begins. That's where you enter. Just so you know. So by creating an account, even if it's a pseudo account, you are granting permission with knowledge of the possible consequences of said rabbit hole. And I just wanted you to proceed with knowledge of the possible risks and benefits. Proceed with caution. You're gonna get dirty, you know. Facebook is a total shit show. It is not just that Letecia Stauch is obviously a lunatic. It's all the people egging her on, probably people pretending to be her, and other people who should really know better, like Biomom, continuing to engage with all of it. See, people were spotting. You knew right away that this was outlandish and peculiar, and it was because of Felicia. If I were a member of law enforcement, I wouldn't be saying a damn thing either. No wonder they had to tell people not to contact them over social media so early on. Do not think that's what they're doing. Remember Chris Watts? God almighty, son, is that a joke or something? We're not gonna forget Chris Watts. Chris, asshat, pinhead, pissface, lunkhead, numbnuts, fuckknuckle, fuckface McGee. No, we're not gonna forget that fucking fuckity fuck. It's obvious that his mistress was involved, yet they let her go and never investigated. I don't really think we know anything. We only know what she's said online, but we don't know what she's actually said and been verified. Guys, there could be an entirely different person they have in mind. We literally have no idea. Edit, expecting downvotes. I'm not for her, but I feel like we don't know enough to convict yet, is all. I know one thing. She, Stepmom, is guilty of exposing Gannon's mother's past. That was totally unnecessary. Landon made a statement she admits to her past, and is stated not proud of it. Unfortunately, she had to do that. Her number one concern is her son. That is my concern. I could care less about this woman's past. We all have one. Yes, we do. That's infuriating that she does that. She's totally taking all focus off Gannon by being so petty. I couldn't imagine having to field that attack while going through something like this, all while in the public eye. What happened with the Biomom in the past? Apparently, Biomom was addicted to drugs. How recently, I do not know. T has been, in my knowledge, very careful in her rants to stay away from putting any specific time frame on this drug-using knowledge, which probably, in my opinion, means that it was several years ago. However, based upon what T chooses to share / omits, she's happy to let us assume the worst as a general rule. Other than the press conferences, have there been any statements from or about Gannon's dad? Is he staying at the family home alone at this point? I am very curious to know what he thinks about everything. I feel for the guy because, as a parent myself, I cannot even imagine how crazy I'd be going if my child were missing, and to have to deal with a spouse running their mouth all over the damn place like that would make an unbearable situation so much worse. Haven't seen too much about him online. When he has been at press conferences, he has seemed barely able to speak. My heart breaks for these people. I just pray they find Gannon soon. I feel like I'm holding my breath until he's found. I have hugged my own kids so many times the last couple of weeks, and each time I feel my eyes watering up for Gannon's parents. Clock starts ticking from time of arrest to when they have to file charges. I think there is some brilliant police work behind the scenes. That's why there is zero transparency here. They know a lot more than we think. So this will be where I'll end the video today. I do hope you enjoyed it and had fun. I know I did. I look forward to seeing you soon on the next video. Bye, Felicia. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.